Hi Remy.
Hi, Layoh.
Hi everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. So today we would be sharing tips on how to fight fairly with your partner. Fighting is inevitable in every relationship, but then you don't want to fight with your partner and you end up damaging your relationship. Whether it's when I mean relationships, it's not just between husband and wives, or boyfriend girlfriend, also between parents and their children, two friends. So yes, these tips will cut across all relationships. So, and the number one tip we'll be sharing is don't avoid conflict. Your partner or your friend or anybody offends you, you don't have to I don't want to rock the boat, and then you avoid conflict and then you don't address the issue. When you keep doing this, what will happen is it will keep piling up, and one day the dam is going to break and everything is going to come flooding out, and it usually does not end well. So please, whenever you are having any issue with anybody, address it. Don't avoid it.
Yeah, the next step will be setting boundaries. So we've already established that fighting is inevitable, but what can you do to make sure that you people don't say things that will linger on forever and nibble at your relationship forever and ever? Set boundaries. What can we do? What can we not do when we're upset? Okay, we don't use bad language when we're upset. We don't use offensive language when we're upset. We don't shout when we're upset. We don't scream when we're upset. We don't insult each other when we're upset. We only address the issues. So those are some tips on how to set boundaries. So it doesn't have to be all these things that I've talked about. Everybody knows what they like and they don't like. So you look at your relationship and your partner tells you what he doesn't like. And funny enough, some of these things can serve as triggers that will even worsen the conflict between you people. So
Sure.
it's best to talk about them early on and just know that, okay, no matter how upset we are, we are not going near these things.
Yeah.
And that will help you fight.
You're so right. You're very, very right. You should always set boundaries. And that brings us to number three. Don't talk when you're very upset. And you don't want to do that. There is nothing more damaging in any relationship than saying words that you can't ever take back. So please, when you know you're very, very upset and you feel like right now I am being controlled by my emotions, I can't think clearly, don't say anything. Keep quiet. The best time to be quiet is when you feel you have to talk, you have to say something. Walk away. Words are like eggs. Once they smash, it's everywhere. You can't put it back together. And you don't want to say something you would eventually regret.
Yeah, you're so correct. But as much as it's easy to say, don't talk when you're upset or when you're controlled by emotions, there are some times when you just have to let some of the steam out and you just have to express yourself a little. When you find yourself in that position, please, please, please mind what you say. Like she said, words are like, words could be really heavy. Words are like, you say them sometimes, and even you that you've said the words, you don't have any recollection of what you've said. But the
Exactly.
person you said it to, it lingers in their minds and it eats away at their self-esteem, at their pride. And then you just find out that this person has so much anger towards you. And you're
Yeah.
clueless as to what moves. Or really, it things you've said over time that has been stored up and has been eating away at this person's mind forever. So when you do have to talk, please, please, please watch what you say.
Yes.
When you're talking in a con, you're not talking to bring the other person down. The goal is always to resolve.
Issues. True, very true, Remy. And that brings us to number five. Never lose respect. This is the person you claim to love. This is the person you said is your partner for life. This is your child. This is your friend. These are your parents. You should never lose respect when you talk to people. No. Respect is reciprocal. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Don't talk to people anyhow because you are angry. It's not nice. Don't be rude to people because you're angry. We can always present our arguments. We can always present our emotions without being disrespectful, without being rude to other people. You could do things like, see, you can do things civilly. We are adults and we should behave like one in every situation. I know it's hard sometimes, but we should aspire to be that kind of person that even when we are hungry, we don't disrespect other people.
Yeah, you're so correct. So another thing will be to write letters. I know it may seem pretty old fashioned or everything. So it really doesn't have to be letters. It could be emails, it could be text messages. But really, writing is so much more better than talking sometimes, because sometimes talking is more of a spontaneous affair. So you just say things, especially in the heat of emotions. You just say things as they pop into your head and everything. But with writing, you have the benefit of reading over again, of
Yeah,
editing your own letters, of thinking about how the other person would see it. So writing is so much better when there's conflict. You get to table your emotions, you get to table what the person has done to you, how it made you feel, and what you would have preferred the other person to do. And then the person too can read the tone of your message and see that, oh, you're not being offensive, you're not trying to bring me down, you're just trying to express yourself. And hopefully
exactly.
you both will meet halfway and fight a finish.
Yeah, fight and finish. Like, please, this is one method I think I adopt a lot. Whenever I realize that I can't handle it, I need to say something. I write an email, and you'll be so surprised that more than 50-60% of your argument is resolved already. And when you see, you could resolve your conflict, which brings us to the last one: conflict resolution. First of all, in every conflict, two people is at fault, not one person. Two people, because it takes two people to have a disagreement. So don't say, you have to take the whole blame. No. Okay, I can't take blames for the actions because it wasn't my action. I didn't do it. But then I should be able to take the blame for my reaction. What if when this person came with fire, I doused it with water? Cold one for that matter, and everything just died down. What if? But then, if somebody is coming with fire and you're meeting it up with fire, there's an explosion. So even though we can't take responsibility for other people's actions, you can always take responsibility for your reactions. And for all our married couples, people in relationship, boyfriend, girlfriends, this is very important. When your partner is angry, sometimes you want to get mad and like, what? But then just take a breath, relax, listen. Sometimes by the time the other person says that she's not even doing anything, she's just listening, they will calm down. And then you could see from their perspective, I could see from your perspective, and conflict is resolved and everything is back to normal. So we know it's not so easy. It's easier said than done. But then this is something we could work towards too, and we would not end up damaging our relationship because we are not fighting right with our partners. So yeah, the first thing is don't avoid conflict. Please don't avoid conflicts ever.
Set
Don't talk when you're too upset.
and if you have to talk, mind what you say.
Never lose respect for your partner or anybody else when you are hungry.
And let's do the traditional way, write a letter.
And of course, always accept the blame for every conflict, if not for the actions, but for your reactions. Resolve your
Valid
conflict
point.
amicably, yeah, and
But
peacefully.
one last thing I'd like to add, really, under conflict resolution, as much as excuse me, as much as you accept the blame for your own reaction, even if not for the action that caused the conflict to start with, Another thing that would work under conflict resolution would be for both parties to understand what went wrong and
Yeah.
determine not to do it again.
Don't do it again. Please. Don't say sorry, then come back and do it the next day. No, don't do
It
it.
doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way. So once you guys have addressed the issue, and another thing is, please, when you're addressing the issue, don't drag in other issues. Pick that fight for another day. Face whatever it is that
Yeah,
is on ground and resolve it. The other ones, we leave the fight for another
you
day.
have the to resolve issues.
Yeah. So we hope we were able to help everybody. And please, if you have any other tips that works in your relationship when resolving conflicts, please share with us. We would like to know. And if you use any of our tips and it worked for you and you would like us to know, please also share it with us. We would love to see all your comments, read all your comments. And if there's on any other thing you would like us to talk about or to discuss, please send us a DM. Follow us on all our social media platforms, subscribe, and click on the notification button so that you are aware whenever our video drops. Thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy. Until next time. Bye bye.